Dynasty Trades in 5 is live with another trade brought to you by our patrons at Dynasty Trades in 5. I'm Alan Seslowski, along with our resident experts, Scott and Shane. Guys, Brandon Aiyuk, one of the most talked about players over the last few weeks. We have a trade with him. I'm curious to where you guys are. Brandon Aiyuk, Scott, or the 107 in our upcoming Superflex rookie drafts. That is 1.7 tight end premium, and of course, a Superflex PPR start 10.
I love this deal because I think this is probably what the manager that has Brandon Aiyuk expects at the minimum. But if I had to pick between the two assets, there's no leverage. It's a 50-50 roll. At worst, I'm getting Roma Dunze at 107. I would take him over Brandon Aiyuk, probably just for the fact that he's more flexible, has a higher ceiling, higher chance to move. We'll talk a little bit about what that could look like for Aiyuk going forward. But I would take the pick, but you also have the option. There could be a quarterback there. You could take Brock Bowers in a 175, which I think most people would. So just the place of where this pick is, if it was 108, 109, I would probably be fine taking Aiyuk, but 107 gives me a lot of options in the next 5 to 6 weeks. So I'd rather lean there for now.
Shane, where are you? Aiyuk has never finished as a top 12 receiver. So what's the value on this part of the trade?
He's apparently wide receiver 13 on KTC for that is worth. That's how you say that in English, for whatever that's worth. And I text this. It feels like it's completely built on sand. Like the tide's just going to come in, and next thing you're going to look up and Brandon Aiyuk's going to be wide receiver 30. After another season of doing what he did last year, which is a good season. But like you said, it's not a top 12 season. He's not a needle mover. 107 straight up. Yes, I'll take it. Even if I'm forced to make the pick, though I'm not going to concede that. That's not what I'm going to do with the pick. I'm going to use it for something else to go maybe get an actual wide receiver 1.
Scott, let me tempt you. Another side of this trade that came in, it was either Brandon Aiyuk, and our Patreon saw a trade that had Brandon Aiyuk and Joe Mixon, or the upgrade to Devin Achane and the 210 in a similar format with a super flex and, of course, a little bit of a tight end premium.
Man, I would lean the Achane side here if I'm specifically shooting for a hero running back. If I need that, I would take it. I could also see where someone looks at this deal and says, man, I'm down tiering from Achane, getting a receiver. So doing what we talk about a ton, turning running back value into receiver value, but also getting a running back that I think most people would pay the 210 for Mixon if you needed a running back as well. So I could see this being totally roster construction dependent. I will shoot for, I think I can take the 210 and do something else with that and turn it into a receiver closer to Aiyuk than the Mixon Achane gap. And what does Shane always say? Crooked numbers. That's what Achane is. We talked about him on this channel.
Shane, you don't like running backs, but you have to like the upgrade from Mixon to Achane.
I mean, I prefer Achane over Aiyuk, significantly so. I mean, one of them has weak winning upside. The other doesn't. I don't think I have to tell the audience which is which. It feels weird because it's a running back, and I'm advocating strongly Achane over Aiyuk. But, he's one of the special running backs in my list. He's there with Gibbs and the other guys. He's a special case. So I would absolutely smash this, laugh my way to the bank. Of course, I'd feel bad when Aiyuk is out, or when Achane goes out for 4 weeks again. But, there's other 13 weeks he's going to smash.
Let me test your guys' constitution with Brandon Aiyuk. This is a non-premium tight end, 10-team start 10, so still reasonable size. Brandon Aiyuk or straight up for Sam LaPorta, the tight end 1, Scott, in most consensus rankings.
Yeah, it would depend on my tight end room, but I think I would pretty easily go LaPorta, assuming I do not already have Trey McBride or Kyle Pitts or somebody like that. It's basically a 12-team start 8, having a hammer at a position. And Ayuk's good, but he's not a hammer. So I would take LaPorta here, and that's probably just because I'm stronger at one spot, and it's only a 10-team start 10. So even though there's 10, it's still fairly shallow. I'd take LaPorta pretty easily.
Shane, who's it going to be?
This is no fun. Me and Scott are literally agreeing on everything. One of those players is a positional advantage. And again, it's not Aiyuk. Even if, let's give him best case scenario, Debo misses 8 weeks with being a douchebag, right? He comes down with douchebagitis because he has that. So maybe it takes him out for 8 weeks. I don't know. I still don't think Aiyuk's got the juice. I still don't think he's a 25 point a game player. 20-point game player. I don't think that's who he is. So yeah, I'm going to take LaPorta, positional advantage.
Lightning round, boys. 1 year from now, next summer in 2000, when we're looking into the 2025 season, Brandon Aiyuk will be wide receiver what on Keep Trade Cut, Scott?
15 to 20. He's not going anywhere. He'll be on San Fran for 2 more years. They have his control. The situation isn't going to get markedly better. So I'll say wide receiver 18.
High, super lightning round, Shane. Brandon Aiyuk, 1 year from now, will be wide receiver what?
26.
I love it, guys. All right, everybody in the comments, let us know 1 year from now, what ranking will Brandon Aiyuk be in the wide receiver rankings on Keep Trade Cut?